All right, today we're digging deep into the playbook of Simon Squibb. Now, you might know him as the entrepreneur who went from literally homeless to multimillionaire. But here's the thing. He believes the entire system we're taught to follow is broken, and he's on a mission to help you break out of it. So let's get into it.
And it all kicks off with this one, super simple question. It's the exact question he walks up and asks total strangers on the street. It's so disarming, right? But it's also incredibly direct, and it cuts right to the heart of, well, everything.
You've probably seen him, right? The guy with the little microphone. His entire brand, his whole life now, is built on this one single mission, to help people not just find their dream, but get the actual tools to go out and achieve it. And for him, this mission, it's deeply, deeply personal.
To really understand his philosophy, you have to understand where he came from. You see, his journey wasn't some grand choice he made. Nope, it was a response to a crisis that basically forced his hand.
I mean, the speed of it all is just staggering. At only 15 years old, his whole world just collapsed. In the span of just a few weeks, he lost his father, he lost his home, and he found himself literally on the street. With no way to get a job, he had no choice but to wake up what he calls the entrepreneur muscle in his brain just to survive.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the absolute core of his message. For him, entrepreneurship wasn't a want, it was a need. It was his only path forward. And that single experience, it shaped his entire view on what it really, truly takes to succeed.
Okay, so you might be thinking, wow, that's an intense story. But how does it connect to me? Well, Squibb believes that most of us are trapped by these invisible walls we don't even know exist. He calls them subconscious beliefs.
These are the ideas we absorb like sponges when we're kids, about how to survive in the world. Things like starting a business is dangerous, or 90% of businesses fail. They're not facts we've actually analyzed. They're more like old software programs, just running in the background, dictating our actions without our permission.
And this is the big one. The most common excuse he hears, and the one he is so passionate about completely dismantling. He says we all watch shows like Shark Tank, and we start to believe the only way forward is to get a big check from some investor.
But here's his proof. He started his first business not just with no money. He didn't even have a bank account to put money into. His own life is the living evidence that the real barrier isn't a lack of cash, it's the subconscious belief that you need it just to get started.
He argues that the education system basically sets us up for this trap from day one. It asks a question that frames our future as a job we have to get, which just locks us onto a treadmill. But by simply changing the question, you open up a whole new world of possibility and purpose.
So, if the old rules are broken, what's the new playbook? Well, Squibb has a set of principles he believes can unlock absolutely anyone's potential. Get this. He believes 98% of success is what he calls hackable luck. It's not random. It's something you can actually engineer. And it comes down to these three things: having a crystal clear destination, taking more calculated risks, and being fueled by a deep purpose that keeps you going no matter what. Beyond just engineering luck, it's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. First, your dream has to become a need, not just a want. It has to be non-negotiable. Second, you have to find your community, because let's be honest, nobody is truly self-made. You have to train your brain to see opportunity everywhere, to believe in abundance, not scarcity. And finally, you have to learn to give without expectation and to embrace failure not as an ending, but as a lucky lesson that just makes you smarter for next time.
And all of this brings us right back to the beginning. Full circle. Back to that one simple question. But this time, it's not for a stranger on the street. This time, it's for you.
And he really raises the stakes here. This isn't just about you. He argues that if you have kids, they won't follow your advice, they'll follow your actions. So, if you're not pursuing your dream, what example are you actually setting? It's not just a personal cost anymore. It's the example you set for the next generation.
So we'll leave you with this. After seeing the excuses completely dismantled and the playbook laid out, the only thing left to answer is what's your dream?